here. Let me just get this overlay set up real quick. Alright, swap that. So now leading 2-1 at the moment is Red Bandit. And this could be it. We'll see. It's, again, very appropriate this is on match point, because it is technically, possibly match point. Anyways, without further ado, spawning in the lower left corner of the map. Down in this series, but not out just yet. It's going to be the yellow Protoss player, Franscar. Oh, I've had the request for epic music. Let's go ahead and throw on the epic music, because it's the finals. Why not?
Make no mistake. War is coming.
Hell, it's about time.
And his opponent in the upper right, the red Zerg player, leading 2-1. It is my pleasure to introduce the Red Bandits. Alright, Pro for Franscar is going to get up here quick to check the pool timing. It is going to be a... I don't know, actually. It might be a temple. He's going hatchery first, but he's still not making another Overlord, which I'm curious about. It is going to be still a pool on 10. Alright. But again, I need to remind you guys, like, a 10 pool is not the same in Starbow as it is in StarCraft. You get so much more income from these mineral patches than you do in regular StarCraft 2. So this 10 pool translated to StarCraft 2 is more like a 15 pool. It's so weird to consider, I know, but with the earlier hatchery, he's certainly going to have the income to afford making this so late. Now, the key thing we've noticed, guys, in every single game for Red Bandit today, his macro has been lackluster. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to say it without sounding too negative, I guess. But I mean, let's be honest. Objectively, his macro's been okay at best. These Hydralisk all-ins have been fantastic, but a lot of that's because Franscar has not been appropriately ready to defend against them. Now, what can he do differently? Well, first off, if he doesn't invest in a ton of cannons, maybe he gets a Robo, maybe he gets Reavers, maybe he gets more gateways for more units, but the reality is Franscar has been having a lot of hard times dealing with the aggression from Red Bandits. Now, it's worth noting there's a mineral patch here, which is always weird to look at, because this still creates that wall-off that's more of an appropriate wall-off. It's just slightly too wide. But a couple things are out, and they're going to be chasing around this probe, at least in the main. He should eventually be able to kill this, I think. Let's go to him right now. But Zealot's on the way. Cadrian Crystal for that Nexus, and the expansion will be up in just a moment's time. One Zealot in hold position between these gateways and the pylons should be okay as far as holding against these lings. There we go. This is gonna come out. So he's good. Another Zealot's going to be chronoed out on top of this too. Again, it's so weird to watch Chrono Boost work that way. Looks like the Swarm Queen did actually pick off the Pro, but he's putting down a couple Spine Crawlers really early. So for Red Bandit, he may have misread this a little bit. Like, he might think this is going to be a huge Zealot aggression, and it may still be a little bit of a poke, but kind of limited on what he can do here. I mean, you don't really move across the map with 4 Zealots because Queens will cut you down. Queens will, or not kite, but cut you down even. Lings, of course, being a bit of a nuisance, drawing their attention away, but the Spine Crawler is safe than Story. I don't disagree with this move. Like, 2 Spine Crawlers are going to be way more effective than the 4 Lings you would have otherwise made from each of them type thing. But those Zealots are going to try and get some damage done. Again, they could walk. I think they might be better suited to walk past this. So if they attack right here, the Spine Crawlers, the Queens, they'll hold this very easily. But if he walks past this and goes more towards the main, there's no creep. Well, okay, never mind. There's creep connected now, so take that back. Oh god, when Queens enrage, they look so scary. But they will jab those Zealots back for now. Overseer's going to keep an eye on what's going on too, which is really nice. But alright, Franscar, kind of limited on what he can do, and I think he knows this too. Still gonna go for it. I'm not sure I love this move, but as I said, like, his best bet's to run past this, not fight in this. Okay, so kind of a break in tension there, but not a lot can get done. Back at home, we got some gateways on the way. What I would really love to see, actually, I've talked about all these other things. Get a Sentinel. Oh my god, I'm just thinking, like, even without Zealot's speed, a Sentinel would be phenomenal for the composition that Franscar has to fight against. Because Hydralisks, their biggest weakness is they're slow. And you get Metabolic Boost that helps sort of bridge that gap. But if you got Charge Lots, and your opponent eats a Null Ward to the face, does about a quarter of the health of all the Hydralisks combined with the fact that it massively slows them, it would be impossible to take fights against Zealots. But no Stargate being slapped down. We do actually have a Lurker Den coming up really quickly out of Red Bandits. And what's worth noting too, again, he's up 2-1 at the moment. So whether this is risky, quote unquote, or not, it's something he can afford to do. Because in map number 4, he's up 1. He's still got a whole game to fall back on and still win this tournament if he wants to. Man, I don't even want to talk. Just listen to the music play in the background. Of course, this is all copyrighted works, ladies and gentlemen, so I can't claim credit for any of this, and there will be no monetization on the VODs. QQ! But that being said, it makes the game way more awesome, so I'm cool with that. The whole, 30 cents I miss out on, I can live with. Until I become a popular YouTube streamer, I don't really care about losing money on VODs. Of course, it's been all the focus on Twitch TV, but that's beside the point. Zealot's kind of given away there. He sees the Lurker Den coming. He knows this is on the way, but it's kind of like a fake out almost, I feel, because there's not a lot of Hydralisks invested behind this. We got 7 Mutalisks on the way, and if he never makes a single Lurker, I'm actually going to be so happy, because this will be the sickest fake out of all time. Because Franscar is doing exactly what he needs to deal with Lurkers, where he's rushing out the Robo, he's getting an Observatory, but he's not getting anything that's going to deal with the Mutalisks too effectively. Dragoons are okay, but I mean, they only trade decently versus Mutalisks. En masse, no less. This is if Red Bandit is doing this on purpose, I love him forever. If this was a reactionary thing, then okay, whatever. I don't really care. But this is so cool, and I like this a lot. Templar Archives on the way is actually going to be great. He's getting us to deal with the Hydralisks, to deal with the Lurkers, to get some Storms out. But what he's going to need are going to be the Archons to get those hits on these Mutalisks that clump up so dangerously. We'll see what Red Bandit can get done. There's 1 cannon here for now and 4 Dragoons. This is going to catch him off guard entirely, guys. I mean, he was prepared for it as a just-in-case scenario, but, I mean, it wasn't just in case. It was just necessary. And Dragoons are slow. They're clumsy. They're not like Blink Stalkers. They don't have the maneuverability. In fact, they're so dumb they started attacking the Assimilators. But Dragoons are getting low. He's not focused firing down the low one, though, for some reason. There we go. Stays away from the cannons. Goes back to that mineral line. Gonna start picking off probes once again. 12 workers dead. 13 workers dead. 14 in total. Goes towards the main. There's, oh god, not a lot to defend with. The Templar goes down. The Dragoon follows shortly after, or should, but goes for the cannon instead. Gotta be careful with that range, Red Bandit. Mutalisks do have that regen, guys, but it's not gonna be as effective if he loses all of his Mutalisks right here, right now. In fact, doing a great job. Only lost 1 so far. With this sort of tech bait and switch, he's killing off the Dragoons. He's driven the probes from the main. There's only 1 cannon being built right now. It's all he's going to have to defend with, but it's going to go down. Not even going to get canceled. And what is a surprisingly low amount of Mutalisks. I mean, 16 Mutalisks is not a lot. It's not even 16 here. It's just 16 on the map. But, I mean, this amount of Mutalisks should not be able to cause this much damage. But because Franscar was preparing for Lurkers and not air, this is completely catching him with his pants down. Chrono Boost going down on the cannon, and he's starting to bleed out a couple of these Mutalisks, but what he really needs to do is regroup, I feel. Get those Mutalisks coming in fresh and anew, reinforce this, regroup, and come back in with 1 big ball of death, but he might have killed about 3 Mutalisks, 5 more coming to replace it. And the economy is faltering. Franscar can't keep making Dragoons. He needs to get some mining going. If he doesn't mine anything, never mind. Good game, well played is called. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your Starbow Ladder Cup champion from the Starbow Ladder Cup #1. The Red Bandit, Red Bandit. Very well played, with some very, very clever tactics at the end there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Getting a Wi-Fi signal in space is a bitch. But no, it was a lot of fun. Again, this tournament may not have gotten an insane amount of viewership, but it was enjoyable, and I'm glad you guys could come join us in the end for it. Red Bandit played some fantastic games today, and he certainly earned that victory. But that is going to be it for the cast. That's going to be it for the cup. A couple things to advertise before we go, guys. Again, starbowmod.com. starbowmod.com. Check it out. That's where you learn more about Starbow. It's where you can learn how to play Starbow. You can play Starbow for free. You do not need to own Heart of the Swarm to play Starbow. So if you're a casual viewer, you're like, hey, this looks like I want to try out Lurkers. Do it for free. Download the StarCraft 2 trial version. Play the arcade for free, and that's where you can find Starbow. Beyond that, they're looking for web developers, as I mentioned before today. Guys, if you could consider subscribing to the channel, that would make my day. I'm going to probably end up spending the next 3 weeks streaming a lot more, trying to eke out every little extra dollar or two I can. I really want to go to MLG Anaheim, really freaking badly. But I've got to raise some money for that. So subscribe to the channel, come back for more, watch our ads, support us in any way you can. And if any of you are feeling particularly generous, there are donation links down below. But I don't stream for donations at the moment. I stream for your entertainment and for my own. So thank you guys for joining me today. I've been Rifkin. You can find me on Twitter at Riff_Kings. Hit that follow button on the channel if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future broadcasts. I'm going to play one last